Welcome back to our channel. Today I'm going to explain a movie called The Good Dinosaur. Get comfortable. As the movie begins, we see that 65 million years ago, a massive asteroid was sent hurtling toward Earth. However, it missed the planet, thus averting the extinction of the dinosaurs. Another few million years later, two Apatosaurus farmers, Papa Henry and Mama Ida, are tending to their crops. Mama tells Papa that their eggs are about to hatch. The first child to hatch is Libby, who turns out to be tricky. The second is mischievous Buck. The final and biggest egg holds the smallest child, Arlo. Arlo is tiny and gets messed around with by Buck. Papa brings him outside and shows him Clawtooth Mountain, which has 3 points and is closest to their home. As the children get older, Libby's task was to water the farm, Buck's to gather the sticks, and Arlo is tasked with feeding the chicken-like animals, but he is always afraid of them, prompting Buck to use this against him for pranks. Papa constructs a silo to keep their food secured from critters and pests. He and Mama leave mud prints on the silo. Papa tells the children they can leave their marks if they complete their tasks. Over time, Libby and Buck earn the right to leave their marks on the silo, but Arlo is still scared of the chicken and can't leave his mark. Papa takes Arlo with him at night to help him overcome his fearful nature. A fly lands on Arlo's snout, but Papa gently blows on it, revealing it to be a firefly. Papa brings about the other fireflies with a light brush of his tail, to Arlo's astonishment. Papa helps Arlo set up a trap to catch the pests that are eating the crops. He told Arlo he could earn his mark if he could kill the pest. The trap catches something, a feral human boy. Arlo tries to prepare himself to kill him, but he sees that the trap is suffocating the boy, so Arlo cuts him loose and lets him free. Papa is upset and orders Arlo to follow him through a ravine to find the boy. He tells Arlo that if he knows where the river runs, he can find his way home. Arlo can't keep up and ends up hurting his leg. Papa softens up and tells Arlo they should turn back. Suddenly, a storm hits and causes a rapid to head their way. Papa gets Arlo to higher ground, but he gets hit by the water and is swept away. The kids try and help Mama gather food before the winter as fast as they can without Papa there anymore. Arlo sees a corn cob fly out of the silo and finds the boy eating the corn. Arlo tries to catch him, angrily blaming him for Papa's death, only for both end up falling into a river, taking Arlo far away from his family. He hits his head on a rock and is knocked unconscious. When Arlo wakes up, he finds himself alone. He doesn't know how to get back home. Hungry, Arlo tries to stand on a rock and reach the berries on a tree, but the rock slips and causes his leg to get stuck. Arlo tries to push it off, but he can't. When he wakes up the next morning, his leg has more space to slip out since the boy dug a hole to free him. As the rain falls, Arlo puts some sticks up to provide shelter, but he still has no food. The boy comes around and brings what he thinks are suitable meals for Arlo. First is a lizard that ends up crawling away. Next is a huge flying bug Arlo refuses to eat, so the boy bites its head off. The boy then brings Arlo a branch with berries, satisfying him. He follows the boy to get more berries, but they must cross a mountain over a great height. Due to his hesitance, the boy bites Arlo's leg and causes him to fall forward and hang onto the other ledge with his teeth. The boy uses Arlo's body to walk to the tree with the berries. Arlo pulls himself up and tries to get himself some berries, only to encounter a four-legged snake that causes him to fall over to the ground. The boy comes down and fights the snake, scaring it away. From the trees, Arlo, a large Styracosaurus named Forest Woodbrush, is carrying multiple critters on him for protection. He told Arlo they have been observing him and thought he would die, but note that the boy has protected Arlo. Forrest asks what the boy's name is. After they tried to guess his name, Arlo eventually lands on Spot. Arlo and Spot stick together for the rest of the day. Arlo shows Spot the fireflies as he brushes his tail on the grass. They settle down for the night by the river. Arlo says how he misses his family. He puts up 4 sticks to represent himself, Mama, Libby, and Buck, and then sadly puts up a 5th stick to represent Papa, drawing a circle around all of them. Spot understands him and gets 3 sticks to represent his own family in a circle. However, Spot then puts the 2 bigger sticks down and buries them in the sand. Arlo understands and buries the Papa stick. The two then howl at the moon. The two travel toward Clawtooth Mountain, but are hit by a dust storm. Arlo runs for cover, leaving Spot behind. After it has calmed down, Arlo sees that he can't find the river anymore, to his sadness. He then spots 5 pterodactyls flying up above. The leader, Thunderclap, descends and asks if Arlo is wounded. He says no, but asks if Thunderclap could help him locate the Clawtooth Mountain. Thunderclap orders 2 other pterodactyls to find a wounded creature. They find a small critter stuck under a log. Thunderclap said he was going to show Arlo the mountains if could help them lift the wood. Thinking they wanted the critter, Arlo crushes the log with his tail and frees the critter, only for Thunderclap to swallow it whole. Knowing where Spot is hidden, Arlo tries keeping the pterodactyls away, but Spot is found out. He and Arlo run away and encounter 2 T-Rexes, Nash and Ramsey. The 2 of them scare the pterodactyls away and quickly befriend Arlo and Spot. Nash and Ramsey's father Butch arrives and doesn't want Arlo and Spot with them, saying that he and his children need to focus on the predators that are attacking their herd of longhorns. Arlo convinces Butch that Spot can sniff anything out. Ramsey shows Spot a big bush of hair, which Spot sniffs out, leading them to the whole herd. Butch orders Arlo to go out to a rock in the middle of the herd and to scream so they can catch the predators. Arlo goes out and lets out a wheezy scream until Spot bites his leg and makes him scream louder. 4 raptors led by Bubba attack, causing the herd to stampede. The raptors try to kill Arlo and Spot, but the T-Rexes run in and fight back. Arlo protects Spot from the stampede but also manages to get 2 of the raptors by whipping them with his tail, giving Butch the advantage to scare the raptors away. The dinosaurs and Spot set up a campfire for the night. Ramsey notes the scratch on Arlo's leg, saying it'll scar up nicely. And the 3 T-Rexes begin to tell the story about how they all got each of the scar. Nash shares a story of how he lost the feeling in his foot after an incident, while Ramsey says she chewed off the tip of her tail when she got stuck. Butch tells a story of the scar on his face, in which he was attacked by 3 crocodiles and got bitten in the face, but he killed all 3 of them. Arlo says they would have liked Papa since he wasn't scared of anything. Butch admits that he was scared during the attack, but it made him feel alive. In the morning, Arlo saw the Clawtooth Mountain as he helps lead the T-Rex's herd to safety. Butch encouraged Arlo on how to overcome his as he and Spot part ways with them as they continue to head on home. On the way, Spot lets out a howl, which receives a response with another howl. In the distance, the 2 see what appears to be an adult human, but they disregard him and keep on moving. Arlo carries Spot on his back toward the mountain, bouncing him high above the clouds until they can both see Clawtooth Mountain. Another storm starts brewing, and the pterodactyls swoop down for an attack. Thunderclap takes Spot away from Arlo, and the other pterodactyls cause Arlo to fall into the trees and get caught in some vines. As he tries to pull himself free, a large rock comes loose and hits Arlo in the head. Dazed, he appears to see Papa freeing him. Arlo follows Papa but says they need to get Spot. Papa doesn't listen to him, and Arlo looks in the mud to see that Papa isn't leaving footprints, meaning he's hallucinating. Arlo tells Papa that he loves Spot and that he needs to go back to him. Papa turns around and tells Arlo, "You or me," and more, before disappearing. Arlo races after the pterodactyls and finds them getting at Spot in a tree trunk by the river. Arlo tail whips 2 pterodactyls into the river. 2 more grab him and try to fly off with him until he tail whips a tree and causes it to knock those 2 into the river. Thunderclap continues to get at Spot until Arlo lets out a roar that pushes Thunderclap back and gives Spot an opportunity to rip his wing. Thunderclap tries to fly away, but Arlo throws a large branch at him and knocks him into the river. The storm intensifies and causes a torrent headed toward Arlo and Spot, the latter whom is still stuck in the trunk. Before the water hits him, Arlo leaps forward and protects Spot, and the 2 are pushed over a waterfall. Arlo carries Spot to land, where the boy is unconscious. Arlo gently blows on him and awakens him. Arlo and Spot reach Clawtooth Mountain and are close to home. They then hear howling and see the man from earlier accompanied by a woman and 2 children that are slightly older than Spot. They approach Spot with care, and Arlo knows what this means now. Spot runs up to Arlo and climbs on him, but Arlo pushes Spot toward the humans. He draws a circle around them to let Spot know that this is his new family. Spot realizes this, and the 2 share a tearful goodbye as Spot hugs Arlo's snout. The movie closes as Arlo finally returns to the farm where Mama, Libby, and Buck run up to him. At last, Arlo is able to leave his mark on the silo right between Mama and Papa. Just to let you know, we are posting videos every day for you. Please subscribe to give us more motivation, and you will not miss our daily video.